Hello, it's been a short little while since I made a talking type video like this, and I thought that it was going to be important to do one of those for this video. This is part two of my globe Earth projection on my Earth Clock app. And the main reason is I want to describe in a reasonably coherent way how I wanted to go about representing the time on a spherical Earth projection. And unlike the other ones where you have the azimuthal equidistant map that uses an analog clock kind of thing, I was and I still am planning to create a separate style clock for the equirectilinear map where I could pick somewhere in the middle that has no features, like maybe in the middle of the Atlantic, and to display a digital clock style display there. And relatively speaking, the map would not change throughout the day, and I would be able to just change the time in that little square where the digital clock would be. So I still plan at a later time, when I have the chance, to add another style clock, specifically a digital clock for the equirectilinear map. Neither the digital or the analog clock really would fit, as far as I'm concerned, for the spherical Earth projection. And what I wanted to do to create as reasonably realistic of a clock as possible for the globe Earth projection was to create a theoretical virtual device that would be attached to the Earth itself. And either depending on the angle of the object that you're looking at, specifically the sun in this case, or let's say the Earth was rotating in space, you'd have to switch the direction of the numbers around. But what I had in mind when I made my last video was to create what would appear like a disk that had three different stepped rings, and you could imagine that this entire thing would be rotating. The upper ring would be divided into 24 segments. Each segment would represent an hour. The next ring down would be the minute ring, and for each segment of the top ring, the middle ring would have to be divided 60 times for each minute. And then the lower ring, which represents the seconds, would be even larger than the minute ring, and it would be subdivided into 60 segments for each segment of the minute ring. So originally what I wanted to do was to create a middle ring that had 24 divisions of 0 to 59, and then the lower ring would have 1,440 divisions of 0 to 59. And so depending on which angle you're looking at it, when you factor in the parallax, you would be able to tell the time. That was the idea that I had, and I tried to implement it. I didn't quite succeed in the way that I originally wanted to design it, so I made a bit of a compromise where I made all three rings the same size, and you could imagine each ring spinning at a different speed to accomplish the same kind of thing. I think it kind of looks okay, but it's not really what I had in mind. I think I'm going to leave it like that for now, and I might eventually revisit this in the far distant future. So essentially, that is how I wanted to create a clock that you could look at and essentially tell the time on a spherical Earth projection that kind of matched the original intent of the Flat Earth Clock app. I made a bunch of animations to show what kind of rendering I have. So I'm going to show those now, and I'll be back briefly when it's done. I will be spending a bit of time in the next couple of days to put the code into source control and to make binaries available. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, I would appreciate the thumbs up, to subscribe, all that other YouTube stuff. And I'm going to see you again in another video, maybe possibly live tomorrow. I'm going to see what my schedule's like. So bye for now.